The first time you approach the house, you don't realize you are looking at architecture at all. What you see instead is a smooth, wind-shaped sand dune rising gently from the edge of the ocean, its surface sculpted by years of coastal weather. The dune feels ancient, like it has always been there, watching tides come and go. Only when you draw closer do subtle signs appear, a narrow slit of glass reflecting the sky, a shadow that seems too precise to be natural, a curve that feels intentional rather than accidental. This home was never meant to dominate the landscape. It was designed to disappear into it. Built directly inside a massive sand dune on the oceanfront, the structure challenges everything we expect from a luxury home. There is no towering facade, no aggressive geometry, no sharp contrast between nature and human design. Instead, the house becomes part of the dune itself, borrowing its form, its color, and even its silence. The architect studied how wind moves across sand, how dunes shift over time, and how coastal ecosystems survive harsh conditions. The result is a dwelling that feels less like a building and more like a hidden shelter shaped by nature's own hand. From the outside, the home protects itself from storms, salt spray, and extreme sunlight. The dune acts as natural insulation, keeping the interior cool in summer and warm in winter, reducing energy needs to a minimum. As waves crash nearby, the house remains calm and grounded, held firmly by the land. The idea was not to fight the environment but to trust it, allowing the dune to become walls, roof, and guardian all at once. Even the entrance is understated, a quiet passage that gently pulls you from the raw openness of the beach into a protected, almost secret world beneath the sand. Stepping inside feels like crossing into another realm. The moment the door closes behind you, the sounds of wind and surf soften into a distant, comforting murmur. The interior opens gradually, revealing spaces carved rather than constructed. Walls curve smoothly, ceilings flow without sharp corners, and every surface feels intentional, calm, and organic. Natural light enters through carefully placed openings that follow the slope of the dune, guiding sunlight deep into the home without exposing it directly to the harsh coastal glare. Large glass panels face the ocean, but they are recessed, framed by thick layers of sand that act like protective arms. From the living area, the sea feels close yet controlled, dramatic but never overwhelming. Materials inside the home echo the surrounding landscape. Soft concrete mixed with local sand creates warm, earthy tones. Wooden floors feel grounded and tactile underfoot. Stone elements add weight and permanence, reminding you that this house is anchored deeply into the land. The layout flows effortlessly, with living spaces blending into one another like natural chambers within a cave. There is a sense of quiet luxury here, not defined by excess but by restraint. Furniture is low profile, chosen to complement the curves of the architecture rather than compete with them. Built-in seating follows the walls, turning structural elements into places of rest. Even the kitchen feels sculpted, with counters emerging seamlessly from the walls. Throughout the home, views are carefully controlled. You don't see everything at once. Instead, the ocean reveals itself slowly, framed like a living artwork that changes with every hour of the day. The design encourages mindfulness, inviting residents to slow down, breathe, and observe rather than consume. As you move deeper into the house, private spaces unfold with the same quiet confidence. Bedrooms are tucked into the heart of the dune, where silence feels almost complete. Here, the sand overhead creates a sense of security that is hard to describe, like being held by the earth itself. Skylights puncture the dune at precise angles, allowing soft daylight to spill across the rooms while preserving privacy. At night, these same openings reveal stars, creating a connection to the sky without exposing the interior to the elements. The bathrooms continue the theme of natural immersion. Stone tubs are positioned near narrow windows that frame slices of ocean or sky, turning routine moments into rituals of calm. Water, sand, and light become the core design elements, working together to blur the boundary between indoors and outdoors. Sustainability is not an afterthought here, it is embedded in every decision. The dune provides thermal mass, reducing the need for artificial heating and cooling. Rainwater is collected and filtered for reuse. Solar panels are hidden from view, integrated into the landscape rather than placed on top of it. Ventilation systems follow natural airflow patterns, allowing the house to breathe like a living organism. Even the construction process was carefully planned to minimize disruption to the fragile coastal ecosystem. The dune was stabilized, not destroyed, and native plants were reintroduced to strengthen the surrounding landscape. This home proves that luxury does not have to be loud or wasteful. It can be quiet, intelligent, and deeply respectful of the environment that supports it. Living in a home like this changes the way you experience time. Days are shaped by light and tide rather than clocks and schedules. Mornings begin with soft sunlight filtering through sand and glass, casting gentle shadows that shift slowly across curved walls. Afternoons bring reflections of moving water onto ceilings, subtle reminders of the ocean just beyond reach. Evenings are marked by warm tones as the sun sets, the dune glowing faintly from within. At night, the house becomes almost invisible from the outside, disappearing back into the landscape as if it were never there at all. This invisibility is not about hiding but about belonging. The house does not demand attention, it earns it through harmony. Guests often describe the experience as transformative, a reminder that human spaces can coexist with nature without domination. The ocean feels closer here, not because the house reaches out to it, but because it steps back and allows the view to speak. Storms become spectacles rather than threats, watched safely from within thick, protective walls of sand. The home feels timeless, as if it could endure for generations without losing relevance. In a world where architecture often strives to be iconic through scale and spectacle, this sand dune home chooses a different path. It shows that true innovation sometimes lies in humility, in listening to the land rather than reshaping it. This is not just a house by the ocean, it is a lesson in balance, a quiet masterpiece that proves the future of design may be found by looking closely at nature's oldest forms and learning how to live inside them rather than above them.